Hello everyone, my name is Kudarie Somaru, aka Positive PABLO, founder of Makes Everyone Happy, and this is the next episode of AMP, where art meets philosophy. Today I'm here with the owner and the artist,
Brill Adium.
All right, and we're at Define Enterprise, and oh man, got some more artwork to talk about.
I'm still trying to get to know myself, so I have to understand who I am first, and that's just an oddball.
The best person that you can be is the best version of yourself.
Exactly.
And
I learned a long time ago. I had to look in the mirror. So, I need to change this. You know what? I need to change that. But it took for me to understand where I'm trying to go. Along that line, I had to say I need to change a couple things if I'm really trying to get to this point in my life.
But, in general, I feel like happiness is our natural state. It's kind of what we naturally are, and then we learn to kind of fall away from that or to not be able to come back to that as quickly as we might like. But what would you define happiness as?
Happiness to me is a pursuit. It's a battle. I think we live a life trying to come back to our childhood. When
everything was new and fresh, and the thing about childhood is you're always going through new experiences, so it's always so much grander to you. But as you age, things are just becoming more familiar and more common.
Yeah.
So,
and I think when we're children, it's so pure. Like everything is pure, from the jokes to the creations. It's not really thought into them, and we're not really thinking too much on the future. Now, even myself, I'm so focused on creating a better tomorrow that sometimes I forget to live in the now. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what's stopping us from being happy. Mm-hmm. We're not enjoying this.
Right.
You know what I mean? You may be a great person. I may be a great person. But to find that happiness, we need to stop. We need to put the world on pause and just look around, look at ourselves and say, this is what's happening now. We have so many schedules. We have clocks. We have watches to constantly remind us we have to move. We have to move. So we don't have that peace of mind anymore right now. And that's rare that you find that, because like I said, we're thinking too much.
Yep. And when you think too much, you lose out on, because the thing is, if you're thinking about the future so much, you're using your now to get to a time that isn't right now, but but when you look back at it, you're just wasting time to get to somewhere where...
Exactly. And we got to understand, look, the future is going to come. Whether we don't want it to or whether it's going to come regardless. Right. So just focus on now. Focus on here, because just how we're focusing on now, it's gone now. Just that fast. Well, we were just talking about 5, that's gone.
What is Define Enterprises? What's going on here, and how does this reflect in you as a person?
Well, Define Enterprises is it's an art gallery. It's a multimedia company. But most importantly, Define Enterprises is a thought.
Okay.
It's a vision. Define Enterprises is you. Define Enterprises is me. That's based on a thought of that we can change the world simply by doing something we love. You know what I mean? So Define Enterprises, it's a house for creatives. It's a house for the innovators. It's the house for the thinkers. It's the house for the misfits, the people that we call strange and weird.
Right.
This is the house for the thinkers.
But at the same time, all of those people, they're just pursuing their passion.
Exactly. That's it. They're just pursuit of happiness.
They're just being.
How we all are. That's it. And and it's just under one roof. You know what I mean? We all have a mutual respect for something, and that's life and art. You know what I mean? And art in every aspect, from conversing with you, that's art within itself.
Right.
Because we're making something.
Making conversation.
That's art. You know what I mean? So Define Enterprise is just that. It's an art form.
How many different talents do you dive into? Because everybody has some. I'm a little good at this. I'm really great at that. But how many talents do you think you're fully practicing and giving your all to?
Multiple. The thought of just being a creative director is more so my title, and I feel like around the world you have so many things, but you need the thinkers to actually make this a product. And I'm more so the person that is willing to give you all the ideas if you can promise that we can execute. Okay. If you can promise that you're going to really pursue this, I'll give you all the ideas.
You're the brain to the body.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And aside from that, I'm an actual artist. and musician, and overall just thinker, and a public speaker as well. But all of this ties back into one thing, and it's just art. It's an art form.
Just
From
art, life,
being able
expression.
to paint. Exactly, it's the expression at the end of the day. Whether I'm speaking to a group of people, I'm just expressing myself. Whether I'm making a painting, I'm expressing myself. Whether I'm creating a concept for a music video I'm just expressing my art form to the world.
Right.
That's all I'm doing.
It's just a level. It's a different facet of yourself. Everything's an opinion,
Exactly.
pretty much. Is you know what? Whether I think this is a good or bad, I think this is,
Yes.
and it's now made.
Yeah.
In the same sense that you can see someone who has, very abstract art
Mhm.
and is very wild and stuff, to somebody who has a dot, right?
Exactly.
Bottom left corner, 2 inches from the side.
hmm
Just
It's expression, and so you have to. Hopefully, they do it in a way that you can kind of get it. But if not, go find that person and get a piece of their mind.
get the why.
And I feel like as people, we don't do that anymore. It's just we see something that's like, I don't get it.
Then it kind of stops there.
And that's it. I don't get that person.
Mm.
Did you take time to understand his or her mind? You didn't take time.
I've had friends who told me that they don't really get art,
Mhm.
and then I can't. I tried to understand how people don't understand art as a whole. Some people
Mhm.
find certain things, but it's like, what they say? What are you looking at? Like, what are you looking for and into? And when I look at art, as I look into art, I'm looking into myself to find out what it is about this piece that connects with me. Either it connects with my understanding, it connects with my philosophy as an individual, the human experience to what level. Like I'm thinking deeper beyond than what the brushstrokes or the ink or
Exactly.
the actual physical piece of it, but it's more so what is in the mind of the person that made this
Exactly.
to come across, and what are they trying to tell me?
Exactly. And yeah. And I totally understand that concept. And art can be perceived in so many different ways. But to me, that's the art. Like I love looking at a picture and I'm looking at it from all different perspectives. I'm looking at it from, it's not just one perspective. You know what I mean? Because that goes back into what we were conversing about earlier, personalities.
Right.
You all have different, perspectives on yourself, different dynamics. It's the same thing with art. You know what I mean? It's just understanding. You may be one way with another person. That's how you resonate with them.
Right.
And it's just like an abstract piece. It may resonate with somebody totally different from what it resonated with the last person. It's seeing two different things.
And this, to get back to over here, what is like the significance of the crown? I mean, because clearly it's this royalty and the sense of that, but like
really, I retired the crown because I was in a period of where I was studying a great artist. His name's Basquiat. And the crown is actually his thing. For a time, I was studying Basquiat. I seen him around, but I didn't really know who he was. Started studying him, and that was the first time in my life I had ever looked at somebody that had a platform for themselves, and I could say, man, maybe that was me. In a past life, maybe that was myself.
Connected to that, level.
Because Basquiat was so fragile.
Mm.
A guy who expected everybody in the world to understand what compassion is. But it just didn't happen in his life frame. He was too fragile, and life kind of like tore him up. Because I feel like sometimes in life, we expect everybody to be like us. You know what I mean? But sometimes we have to understand the whole world, maybe they won't get it. You know what I mean? That was Basquiat's problem. He was so kind-hearted and everything that the world kind of like tore him up. And so that was my homage. Around that time, everything was based on the crown. It was based on my inspiration. And Basquiat, if you guys ever get a chance to look at his art, it's not your perfection, lines perfectly. It's scattered chaos.
Right.
But it's a meaning.
Absolutely. Yeah, everything.
And that was, Basquiat really taught me to draw what's in my mind. Because, I can draw anything, but that's not what's in my mind. That's based on me staring at something and saying, okay, I'm going to draw something just exactly like that.
I'm going to follow it's not original.
At the end of the day, that's not mine. This is mine. I've seen this in my head.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's an art form. Because at the end of the day, you're going to want something that's mine. Nobody else could give you this because it came from here.
Right.
You know,
and no
what I
one
mean?
else is there besides you.
Exactly.
And you try to welcome people into your mind.
Exactly. At the end of the day, that's it. People want to kind of understand. People want to say, "Hey, what are you thinking up there? What's going on up there?"
Right.
You know. So when you make something like this, is what I was thinking about. Whether they get it or not, you asked. This is what was going on up there.
And that's it.
You know, and you can't really get that if I draw something so perfectly and you ask me nothing's going on. I'm just making a replica of something that's already here. That's it. I don't want to say that.
No.
I want to give you a peace of mind. That's what you asked for, right?
This is me.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why people buy into people, because there is more to that person, that individual, their thoughts, their beliefs, their even their habits. What they want you to see and what they don't want you to see, or what they want you to maybe question.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of art brings about questions, and it wants you to get to the point of, who am I? What is it about this that's drawing me in? What is it that we connect on?
Yeah.
When do you think your thoughts are the most genuine?
Man, that's a great question. Man, I've never had a question to where I gotta, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh man, when are your thoughts the most genuine? I would like to say when you're not thinking at all, but at the end of the day, you have to think. Man, like that's one of those mind like questions. Like, what are your thoughts?
That's one of those be deep questions.
Yeah. That's deep. When are your thoughts the most genuine? I guess when you're thinking about something that doesn't necessarily reward you, but yet you still want to do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like me knowing that I want to change the world. What are you going to get from it? Like it doesn't reward me personally. Like it doesn't put money in my account or anything.
Right.
But I know I'm making a difference for the generation after me.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And that's the same thing. Like when we go into a situation not expecting anything from it. Love. When we go in and saying, I'm going to love this person.
Regardless of how they feel or what they've done, whatever the case is.
I'm going to trust this guy. I never met him. I'm going to trust this guy. Once we put too much thought, I think I should. No, I'm not going to trust. We just, stop thinking. Just stop thinking about all the what ifs and blah, blah, blah. Just go into it expecting nothing. You go into a party to network. Stop thinking. Just go there, and your possibilities of something happening is endless, because you're not going. It's like when we expect something, we always get disappointed. Just think back from Christmas when you expect something, you
see a big box,
like you go into it. Like, not saying what's in there is bad, but you go into this big box saying, "This the big wheel."
Right.
This, trust me. Look, everybody, bring out the cameras.
I'm about to get on this big wheel.
You open it. It's a good gift in here. Grandma done gave you the best gift, but this is not the big wheel. No. We don't even look at the gift anymore.
Right.
Because we expected something. Now understand, this is probably a bigger blessing.
And you never know it. It's a story of Spike Lee. He didn't know he was going to get into videos and doing movies and things, but a camera was given to him.
Yeah.
And I don't think at the time of, he was like, I'm going to do something with it.
Yeah.
But you never know that was going to consume his life.
Yeah, and and to be honest, how I got into videography, directing, was one of the most craziest things. I was taking pictures at a club, Beecham to be exact.
Okay, all right.
I was taking pictures at a club, and I made a mistake and just hit the video function, like by accident. And I'm looking back, I'm like, man, I wonder what happened if I make a video. And from there, started.
Ball really just kind of rolled you.
But I didn't go into it that night saying, you know what, I'm going to make a video tonight. Happened by mistake, but that's life. Life has a way of just showing us a glimpse of something.
It gives you some of everything, and life happens, and you're here to make reason of it.
Yeah.
Or find a purpose in what it is. Because anything can happen to you.
Yeah.
And the same thing can happen to the both of us, but we can have completely different reactions to whatever happened.
Yeah. Even something personal like a breakup. We can focus on a breakup for a whole year if we wanted to. Nothing's going to get better.
No.
The heart is just going to continue to bleed. But we can focus on just changing. Like, you know what? I'm going to live my life now. I'm going to turn the page. Right. You know what? It's a billion other people out here. You know what? I can't be happy with self. That's when we start. But sometimes we get into a phase of just thinking about so many memories. so much past that that's where we at. We stuck right then and there.
We victimize ourselves.
Exactly.
Instead of creating. We turn the creator into the victim.
Exactly. So, even from, hitting your toe, focus on it happened and just stop thinking about it. Like, let's think about something else. You know what I mean? Because, the mind is a very, very, very powerful tool.
Absolutely.
The mind. A lot of people really don't understand the tool that it really is.
They say you become what you think about most.
Yeah.
And that's what you said, and you're trying to change the world. And then in the sense of, like, the beautiful thing about you're wanting to change the world is you want to do it for the sake of doing so.
Yeah.
And I heard someone, they said change brings change.
Yeah.
So it's like if you figure out how to help 1 million people,
yeah,
you'll become a millionaire.
Yeah, you will.
If you can help 1 billion people, you'll become a billionaire.
Yeah, because
so it comes as it's a product of doing it.
Exactly. I believe that, man. You're hitting on a lot of things that resonate with me deeply. Just because I believe in these same things, helping people. You'll get it back, even if you're not expecting anything from it. Some way life is going to bring it back. If you believe in karma, it's good karma as well. It's not just like bad karma. What you put out is what you're going to get back,
Right.
I just believe in that universal law. So.
And the law of attraction.
Exactly. If
you're always doing good and great and positive things, even when some bad things happen to you, those around you or just the environment in general, your mind is going to attract it to the things that it's still pulling on. So it's like, okay, this was bad, but I'm still going to go out and help somebody. Okay, someone stole my wallet. That doesn't mean that when I have some money, I'm gonna pinch down and say, oh, I can't give anybody anything because they might steal from me, or I'm gonna hold it. You know what? Okay, that happened then. Just because one bad thing happened doesn't mean that a slew of bad things are gonna happen.
Exactly. And I look at it, it's look, you got bad apples and you got good. You just gotta pick through the basket. That's all you have to do is pick through the basket. But that's life within itself. Nothing is stable. Nothing is perfect, and nothing is completely bad. It's a balance, I believe. That's all it is. It's finding that balance.
They have the yin and the yang.
Yeah, that's why we can't. I don't even believe in focusing too much on success. Even when I reach a milestone, I don't focus on it too much because I understand it's just temporary. I'm not going to be up here. I'm not going to be up here for long. It's just like a movie. You may have the time of your life making this movie, but you have to understand at some point in time, the director is going to say, cut. And that's it.
And it's scene, rapping, you move along.
You go home, only to make another movie.
You're right.
You know what I mean? So it's the same thing in life. We can't be too caught up into how successful we get or how bad we are. Can't be caught up in it. Just understand, what are we going to do?
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. So